Hey guys, Jared with Drone Talk Tuesday. Hope you're doing well. Every Tuesday I'm dropping bite-sized videos for you guys talking all things drone, and today we're going to talk about how to fly in windy weather safe, so stay tuned. What's up friends, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I hope you're learning something from these videos. If you have a specific topic that you want me to cover, drop me a comment below, shoot me a message, give me a phone call, send me an email. However you want to get in touch with me, I would love to cover the topics that you guys are interested in. And so today I wanted to do a kind of a tip and tutorial on how to fly your drone in windy weather, because I'm going out today to shoot a couple real estate jobs and the weather is showing signs of some gusts and wind and all the wonderful things that us drone pilots don't like to see when we go fly. And so we're pushing at about 20-mile-an-hour winds where I am at here in Stillwater, Oklahoma. And I thought this would be a good opportunity to explain to you guys what I do to go out and fly in windy weather. And if you can learn how to do this safely, you'll kind of set yourself apart from other drone pilots who don't have this ability, and you'll be able to consistently go out and fly for your clients and not have to cancel because of the wind. And so here, a couple things you need to think about when flying with wind. Number one, it's more dangerous, guys. If you put your drone in super windy weather, the risk of having an accident increases dramatically. So you need to assess whether or not your ability can handle that windy weather. Number two, you need to know the max flight speed and the wind resistant your drone can handle. Most of the DJI drones can handle anywhere from 18 to 25 mile-an-hour winds. I reference DJI a lot in my videos because that's what I fly. I fly a Mavic 2 Pro, and it can handle, in the user manual at least, it says up to about 25 mile-an-hour winds. And you might be thinking, well, is that constant wind or wind gusts? Kind of the same thing. If you're having 15 mile-an-hour constant winds and then you're having gusts up to 25, well then you need to be basically proactive in thinking that, okay, 25 is kind of max for my drone, I may not want to fly that day. But if, say, you're having 20 mile-an-hour winds, can you go out and fly safely? Well, yes you can. There are a few things you need to do. So how does wind affect the drone? Well, it's going to reduce the maneuverability and it's going to reduce your flight time. So the very first thing you need to think about when flying in windy weather is watching your battery level. You're going to be fighting the wind. Your drone has to do a lot more work, and so you need to plan for that ahead of time. Planning is the biggest thing you can do when flying in windy weather conditions. So you need to make sure your flight plan is going to be short, and you need to plan your shots ahead of time so that way you reduce the amount of time you are in the air, okay? Another thing to keep in mind is you want to probably fly into the wind first. So any of the shots you're taking that you've planned ahead of time, fly into the wind and get those shots first, and then the shots downwind, get those last, because you're going to use up a lot of juice to get to those shots that are upwind. And so hopefully you have enough juice to hit the ones on the way back that are downwind. Otherwise you come back down and you reinsert a new battery and go back up and get the easier shots that require a lot less energy out of the drone fighting the wind. Okay, so keep the flight short, monitor your battery level, and plan your shots ahead of time. Okay, those are a couple of simple things you guys need to do. And don't fly hard on the sticks. I tend to fly pretty zippy and quick. Don't do that in the wind, because your drone is going to have what we call a lot of attitude. It's going to be counteracting the wind. If it's hitting the drone from the side, the drone is going to have a lot of attitude, and you'll see your drone physically be tilting like this. Your gimbal on the front of the drone will be level, but your drone will have a lot of attitude as it's flying, and if it has too much attitude, that can cause problems. It can ruin shots, and it can just be dangerous. And so if you're getting a lot of attitude warnings on your drone, some of the drones put those warnings out there on your display, you need to think about bringing it in because it might be a little bit too windy. Another thing to keep in mind is launching and landing in a safe area. I see this a lot even on calm weather days. People will launch their drone just a foot away from them, and I don't ever recommend that, because if you get a gust of wind, when you bring the drone off the ground and that gust of wind blows it towards you and you're not paying attention, that drone can hit you, and I've seen people do that. So especially in windy weather, make sure you have a very clear, spaced out launching and landing area. And then when you're in the air flying, you don't want to be typically flying in urban environments or environments where there's going to be not only a lot of different wind direction and change, but obstacles that you're going to be flying close to. The wind can push your drone around kind of like a car driving on ice. You hit the brakes and the car kind of slides. Well, drones do that already in the air a little bit, but the ability for them to stop, they don't have brakes. Remember, they have to counteract which propellers are spinning at a different RPM to go forward and back. And so it has to do that even more in the wind, and so it might take a little bit. The reactive time of the drone might be a little bit longer when you're trying to stop. So if you're flying close to a tree or a building and you think, oh, I have enough space to slow my drone down and stop. Well, the wind might actually push you a little bit further, and the reaction time between you and the drone is going to be different in the wind. And so fly in clear open areas as well. And another thing you can do, practice flying in the wind. You'll notice as you get up higher and higher, it typically gets windier and windier, and then you'll have a pocket where there's like no wind at all, or you'll have a pocket where you get a really strong gust. And so you got to monitor your drone diagnostics constantly when you're in the air flying. And so just to recap, guys, plan ahead. That's the biggest thing you can do. Plan ahead, monitor your battery level, keep your flight short, go upwind first, and have a safe landing and launching area to fly in the wind. And you can fly your drone in windy weather safely, but again, not exceeding the drone's manufacturing capabilities. Disclaimer there for you. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that gives you guys a better understanding of what these drones can do and how to fly them safely in windy weather, so you can go out and get those pictures that you want, even on those breezy days. Drop me a comment or message me below if you want me to cover a specific topic next time, and we'll catch you guys later for Drone Talk Tuesday.